In this video, we're going to be celebrating our 6-month anniversary with our 2016 AMG GTS. I feel like I'm one of those like stereotypical girlfriends who's like, we're celebrating our like 2-week anniversary. But this is crucial because when you own a car like this, 6 months is a big milestone because for me, I've gone through a ton. So we're going to hit on a couple of things right away. We're going to talk about what I've had to repair, what my experience was, if I could go back in time, would I actually buy the car, and if I recommend if you should get a AMG. So first off, this car isn't a nightmare. So my RX-7 FD was a nightmare because I spent like 2 months in the garage fixing it and it could have been worse. But when it comes to this car, I've had like little things break over time. Now Mercedes is expensive, so like you have to swallow that pill. You can't assume that even though it's like a almost 10-year-old car that things are going to be cheap. Nope, coil packs are still $300, windshields are still like $3,000. Things are not cheap on a car. So when I first got the car, I had to replace the rear upper control arms, and I also had to replace a coil pack, which I was able to diagnose myself, but it was pretty expensive, around $300. And then I had to replace a coolant line that went from the reservoirs to the radiator, which was not leaking but was letting out coolant fumes. We got that taken care of, and then we finally got to start on regular maintenance with an oil change, power steering fluid change, and some air filters. And then now we're working on modifications where we actually bought the Rentec E exhaust valve module, which is a nice little gain. And now we're working on some other modifications coming up here soon, which should be quite exciting. So the first two things I tell people about this car is the sound and the handling. Those are the two main things about the AMG. If you had to stand in front of a judge and he's like, tell me only 2 things about this car, it would be the sound and the handling. And it's because it actually sounds really cool, and the downshifts is my favorite part. It's like pop, 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 pop. As a matter of fact, I've been trying to make it sound even louder, and we're going to talk about that because it's really important for future owners to know that it's a little difficult to make a V8 sound louder in this car because there's a lot of stuff you need to do. And if you want to add downpipes, there's really only 2 options that I figured out. Either you're going to go with the Red Star downpipe, which I think is a really good company. I was emailing back and forth with the CEO. He responds to emails. It's not like I know him. And I really think that is a very dedicated, committed like company. I think they're solid. But like their catless downpipes is like $2,000 and their catted is like $4,000. And I was like, ooh, that's tough. But installing a downpipe on this wasn't like my R33 where I just put a downpipe and then, I went to the streets and tore it up. When you put a downpipe on this, you pretty much have to tune it. So you're now adding another $2,000 to $3,000 on top of the downpipe. So usually you're walking out of the door, or hypothetically out of the door, with a $7,000 bill for downpipes, which would make it sound crazier, but that's a little extreme. So that makes me circle back to the catback exhaust, meaning that that's just the easier mod to do if you want a little extra noise. I'm trying to get the best out of the car without spending a lot of money. So we're gonna keep doing a bunch of stuff and really trying to see what works with the car. I love it. I really think these cars are incredible. And the way that they look is absolutely amazing. And I honestly think that mine is probably one of the coolest ones in the whole country because now that I'm learning more about them, getting into the community, I didn't realize how aggressive mine actually looks compared to most of them out there. Like the stripes, the black, the carbon fiber, this is really awesome. So after fixing some of those things, enjoying the car is actually amazing. It drives really, really good. Like the handling is incredible. It is better than you would think. But I realized that with this car, I actually want to go through all the mods I can, experience that. Modifying the exhaust is big on my list. And then she's doing little things here and there, like there's these like paddle shifters that they have like a cool click. And I mean, it seems overrated, but I'm gonna make a cool video to show you guys how that actually can be cool. And what I'm thinking is when I get all these mods together, I really think they're just gonna complement each other. And this is already an experience of a car, and I'm just thinking this could be a roller coaster of a car. And that's why I'm gonna segue into my very own company, and that's SoundCheck Guides at carsoundcheck.com. And the reason why, guys, is because we literally investigate things for you guys. We wanted people to be able to buy a car and have all of the information. Now, when you buy a Carfax, you're looking at the history as far as its registration, accidents, and you're looking at some of the service records. Now, when you get an inspection from like Lemon Squad, a company that I work for, you're actually getting somebody to look at something because pictures can be very deceptive. But when you buy our guides, we're actually splicing all of that together, and we're using our knowledge as a master tech, our experience, and we're trying to find things that people wouldn't know unless they owned a car. We get information from the top professionals pretty much in every single community, every single car community. And that's what we do. We give you data for things to watch out for, things to look for, and common issues with cars. And I can tell you, every person who's ordered a guide from us has been super duper happy. As a matter of fact, we've even built friendships because people come back and talk to us and tell us about their cars, and they're really excited what they learned from buying one of our reports. We highly recommend you check it out. All right, guys, thank you for watching our video about our 6-month anniversary. We appreciate it. You stay tuned, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.